What is happening, everybody? You're very welcome to this week's episode of More Sales Every Day. My name is John Mullery, and as Todd has alluded to in the comments, yes, I've got my hair cut. It was badly needed. I lost about 3 stone, I think, after I got it cut, which is all well and good. But you are very welcome to today's show. Let me know where you're coming from. Let me know in the comments where you're coming from. We have Terry coming from Toronto. Hey Terry, you're very welcome. We have Jace Campbell here as well, who's having a bit of an issue with scheduling a strategy session. Hopefully we can get that sorted out for you, Jace. We have Tamara here as well. Just let me know in the comments where you're coming from, who you serve, and hopefully you're excited for what we have today, because I'm going to be peeling back the curtain once again and sharing some insight from Todd on a really powerful campaign, a really powerful promotion, and certain elements within that promotion that you can take, you can swipe, and you can deploy in your own campaigns and your own promotions to get similar results. So I'll be sharing that a little bit later on, which is really cool. For now, I just want to do a quick intro to a couple of people. We have Andy here from Manchester. Andy, are you on the blue side of Manchester or the red side of Manchester? I'm very much on the red side of Manchester, although these days there's not much to shout about if you're a Manchester United fan, right? We have Tamara Grace from California. We have Deb Malote from Orlando. Welcome, Deb. We welcome Tamara from California. What part of California are you from? Jace is from Austin, Texas. Very welcome, Jace. We have Fatima Zahora from Bangladesh. Wow, Bangladesh, very welcome. So everybody's welcome so far. Again, today we have a jam-packed training session for you, where literally this is what I'm about to share with you is really what I believed. Like Todd is so good at so many different things, but one of the things that he does really well is looking at a campaign, dissecting what's good, what's bad, what's ugly, what's fantastic, but doing it in a way that can allow you to get that breakthrough or the aha moment that you need, and to do it in a way that doesn't just say, oh yeah, this is good or this is bad, but breaks it down why it's good, or maybe why it's not so good, but breaks down the elements also in a way that you can leave it like a framework that you can apply to your own business, to your own campaigns, to your own funnels, to your own offers, to get more clients, to get more sales, to get more profits day in, day out, which is what this show is all about, which is what everything we do is all about as well. So you're very welcome, and delighted to have you all here. We've got more. We have Seba de la Peña from Gili Trawangan in Indonesia. Wow. And we have Tamara, who's in the high desert in the Southern California, and she serves people who want to self-heal from trauma. Fantastic. And hopefully, Tamara, you're really busy at the minute, because obviously with everything that's going on in the world right now, there is a lot of trauma, there is a lot of stuff that's going on, and I've just recently read statistics that mental health problems are on a massive increase due to everything that's going on right now. I think my dog Sam wants to say hello, so before we kick things off, I'll get Sam to say hello. Here we go, Sam. This is Samwise. This is the boss in my office. He's usually much louder than this, but yeah, he's not too interested in being on camera. He's probably just going to hop up on the couch behind me in a second, which is really pretty cool. Anyways, enough about Sam and enough about everything else. Let's start this show by saying one thing. What we do every week, and what we do as part of everything we do at Marketing Funnel Automation and Todd Brown Inc. is we want to give you systems. We want to provide you with an insanely powerful system for marketing yourself online and marketing yourself in a way that's not sleazy, in a way that doesn't have any hyperbole or any outlandish claims, but in a way that actually adds value to your prospects, actually educates your prospects, and does it in a way that makes them excited to buy from you, makes them excited to want to do business with you. And there's so much noise, and there's so much craziness out there in terms of marketing and in terms of selling online and everything else, where when you actually break it down, what marketing should solve problems. Marketing shouldn't be about selling. Marketing should simply solve problems. And what we want to do to you today is I'm going to be sharing an example from Todd, where he's breaking down a campaign, breaking down a promotion that was done in a specific way, that worked like crazy, and then Todd is going to give you elements within that promotion and how you can take it and apply to your own offers, apply to your own campaigns and to your own funnels to get similar results. So with that being said, let's kick off today's show and get going. Okay, so like I mentioned, my name is John Mullery. I'm the Director of Marketing for Todd Brown, and you are very, very welcome to this week's show episode of More Sales Every Single Day. And what we have today is it's like I mentioned, it's some of the stuff that I really feel that Todd does the best, and I don't think there's anybody out there that does it the way Todd does. The way he can break down a campaign, the way he can dissect a campaign and pull out the best from a campaign, whether it's when he's working with our coaching clients, whether it's on our internal marketing coaching calls ourselves, but the way he does it, the amount of breakthroughs that I get when I'm on our weekly training, but I also listen back to some of our coaching calls, and the amount of breakthroughs that our coaching students are getting every single week when they're working with Todd and when Todd's working on their campaigns and helping them build out E5 campaigns. It's just mind-blowing the results that can happen. And I want to take it behind the curtain a little bit and share some of that with you. Share a promotion that Todd broke down, and he's going to go into fine detail on why certain things are said a certain way, why things are done a certain way, why things are positioned and presented in a certain way, and all of this can be done and taken away. So make sure you take tons of notes, because after this you'll be able to apply these specific strategies, these specific techniques to your own campaigns, to your own offers, in a way that will just work like crazy, and in a way that's not obnoxious, in a way that's not in your face or full of hyped up exaggerated claims, but in a way that's actually genuinely helpful, that genuinely educates your prospects and genuinely adds value and leads them to the conclusion that your solution is the only solution for them because of the way it's presented in the first place. So really, really excited to dive into that. It's a little bit longer than normal because it is so in depth, but I wanted to put it together for you and get Todd to share it with you, because I know it's going to be so valuable for your business, so valuable for your offers, and going to allow you to actually do what we all want to do anyways, which is to help more people. And if you can present your marketing in a way that is, and use some of the techniques I'm about to share with you and Todd's about to share with you, you will be able to help more people, because you're going to be increasing your conversions, you're going to be increasing your sales, and all of that is going to allow you to help more people, which is all what we want anyway. So with all that being said, let's dive into the main part of the training from Todd. Then afterwards we'll have a little bit of a Q&A if you've any questions on any specific areas, and I'll dive deep into a few of the areas as well. So let's dive into the training with Todd.
Take a look at a really interesting health promotion. There's a few really kind of savvy parts of this promotion that I want you to take notice, most of which are on the sales page and one of which is on the order form. So first, let's take a look at the lead, or really the headline, the deck area for this promotion, and then we'll go into some of the cool details. And so I don't think that as a whole this is really a big idea. I don't think anymore that it's that original, but I do think that there's a significant curiosity factor here, and I like just the weird looking image. But so take a look. It says, if you or anyone you love is in a fight for your life, you must read this now. One spoonful a day could crush cancer. Discover the powerful natural compound that could finally kick open the door to a permanent cure. So I like how it's one spoonful a day. It makes it seem easy. I like this kind of little image over here because it just makes you wonder, like, what is it? And I also like how it's got this kick open the door to a permanent cure. And so just the kind of the visual active nature of kick open the door, and of course the promise to a permanent cure. And now what happens here, right, is this starts off by kind of really talking a little bit about the nature of cancer and how it doesn't really go away. It's not like a permanent, most cures or treatments aren't a permanent thing until now. And then what they do right about over here, let me see here, right around here, they begin to introduce this idea of a new cure. And so they get into specifics, right? Researchers at 23 universities all identified the same powerful compound that can help Now I want you to first look at this. So they've got this specificity. They've got credibility, which they're going to expand on in a second when they tell you the name of these universities. I want you to look at these bullets over here, and I want you to notice how they are benefit driven, but also how they are verb driven. So the thing that you can see over here is, right, stop cancer in its tracks by devouring chemo-resistant master cells. Halt hundreds and possibly even thousands of cancer-causing signals that give master cells their power. Supercharge chemotherapy so it's finally strong enough to kill master cells, and turn off the regeneration switch. So stop, halt, supercharge, turn off. Again, and you've heard me say this before, good copy is driven by verbs and driven by powerful, emotive verbs. Right? It's driven by copy that is action-oriented, not passive copy, and not copy that is filled with adverbs and adjectives. It's driven by verbs. And you can see how these bullets start with stop cancer, halt hundreds, supercharge chemo, turn off the regeneration switch. I also like how, and this is important that you understand this, I like how this copy really gets, it paints a picture, it creates an image. So we've got this idea of devouring chemo-resistant master cells. I like this picture of turn off the regeneration switch, right? Excuse me. And so these are kind of, they're more visual than just, turn off regeneration, right? And so turn off regeneration would be verb driven, but turn off the regeneration switch is verb driven, and it is more, it's more visual. And so if we keep going over here, right? So let's scroll down a little bit. Now, mind you, just remember what they're introducing, this new compound, and then over here, they tell you what the compound is, right? So this compound is CL4. And then they go on to credentialize this compound, right? More than 3,300 studies on this particular compound have been published by cancer research centers all around the world, including Stanford, Baylor, blah, blah, blah. And then they list out, a handful of universities. This adds credibility, right? And so they're giving you, if you really look at this, if we scroll up, 23 universities, and it's 23 universities, 5 years, 3,300 studies, giving the a list of some of the universities adds a lot of credibility. If we keep going, you're going to see that they're going to continue to credentialize this. And what they're doing here is they're creating believability. They're creating credibility, so it makes what it is that they say more believable, so that you accept that this is a cancer breakthrough. And you'll understand why that's important in just a bit. This is one of the most researched discoveries, natural discoveries in the world. And I'm not talking about just studies in a test tube or lab. There have been 63 human trials to date, with 5 more in progress right now, including one at the prestigious Mayo Clinic. So again, look at specificity, more credibility, right? All exciting stuff. All the evidence suggests that CL4 can outperform chemo, giving you the best chance to enjoying a cancer-free life. And then all of the different cancers that this substance combats. And so what they're doing, right? Credibility, so that you buy into it. And then now they're going to go back to benefits, right? CL4 punches the self-destruct button on chemo-resistant master cells. Again, right? Punches, right? Over here, I mean, you could see, you're going to see that it shuts down, all verb driven, right? But notice again, what we've got over here, the visual aspect of it. It punches the self-destruct button on chemo-resistant master cells. Very visual, action-oriented copy. And then we've got it makes chemo work better. It kills 8 times more master cells than chemo alone, right? And offers proof. So far, CL4 has been able to supercharge the effects of 12 chemo drugs, including a colon cancer drug so well known for failure that patients call it 5 feet under. CL4 is the closest thing to a miracle I've seen, and it's just the beginning, right? CL4 shuts down 195 specificity, cancer-causing signals, and then it gets into these different, right, CL4. Here you can see CL4 targets all of these and more, intercepting a grand total of 195 cancer-causing signals, right? And lays it out. It blocks the formation of new tumors, right? It goes on and gives all of this like evidence. In a groundbreaking human clinical trial from China with 126 patients, researchers found that CL4 wakes up the guardian and makes it much stronger against cancer cells. That was explained in previous paragraph, right? Basically gets to this kind of summation. There is simply no pharmaceutical drug on the planet that can do what CL4 can do, right? CL4 has the potential to save millions of lives. Now, at this point, right, you've got to admit, right, at this point, like when I first came across this promotion, I was thinking that this was going to be selling a supplement that had, CL4 in it, or was a formulation of boost CL4, something like that, right, was what I was thinking. Well, watch how they pivot, and then I'm going to explain to you, we're going to kind of circle back, and I'm going to explain to you how you can use this type of promotion in your own business, right? So CL4 has the potential to save millions of lives. So why hasn't your doctor told you about this? Now we're beginning to see this kind of, this little bit of a pivot over here, right? So we go, why hasn't your doctor told you about this? After all, Big Pharma is the top of the medical food chain, spending billions. The shocking truth is they don't heal anyone, but they've mastered the art of managing chronic disease. Politicians who publicly support natural methods are ridiculed. Doctors who use alternative methods are quacks. So now they're addressing this idea of, well, why haven't you heard about it? If it's so good, why hasn't your doctor brought it to you? Right? Patients who want to try something new are foolish, right? It's a system designed to keep you in the dark. And so now what they're doing is they're painting this picture of the reason why you haven't heard about this is because Big Pharma wants to keep it out of your hands. Big Pharma doesn't want you to know about such a phenomenal natural substance, dare I say natural cure. And right, Big Pharma is all about drug profits. And this is an important but subtle point for you to understand, that they know that the majority of people, they being the marketers and copywriters behind this promotion, know that the typical alternative health, natural health prospect is anti-Big Pharma. And so this is kind of a common enemy. This is, right, what you've suspected of Big Pharma is true. What you've suspected of the best natural alternatives is true. They're being kept from you. They're out there. They could save your lives. They could save your life, but they are being kept from you, right? And then they begin to introduce kind of the guru, if you will, right? That's why one of New York City's leading doctors is doing something about it right now. If the government, the medical complex, the mainstream news media won't tell you, he will. His name is Dr. Fred Pescatore. He spent his entire 25 career seeking out life-changing medical breakthroughs, and he's uncovered the incredible cancer-fighting power of CL4 and saw blah, 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 and he refuses to let Big Pharma get away with it. He wants to let everybody know, and now it's, right, it's saying, you're right, he's your advocate. He's the president of International and American Association of Clinical Nutritionists. He works closely with leading experts in cancer. He's circled the globe, right? And he's pulled together every stunning detail on CL4, showing you exactly how it defeats cancer, cancer's master cells, supercharges chemo, how it helps keep cancer from coming back. And you'll discover where to get it right now. Because if you or someone you love is in a fight for your life, there's no time to waste. This essential guide reveals, now it's introducing, here we go. Right over here, it now is pivoting to what you could see is that this is an offer for an informational product. And watch this. This essential guide that you can get, the master plan, how you can beat cancer with CL4, right? That's where all of this research is. Right? And it says, I'll show you how to claim your free copy of this master plan, this guide, in just a minute. Now they go on to say, what else aren't they telling you? Who's they? They being Big Pharma, the mainstream medical community. And then plenty, because CL4 isn't the only natural therapy that works when prescription drugs fail. He goes on here to talk about the 30-cent Alzheimer's antidote that can stop memory loss in its tracks. Experts at Oxford University said this breakthrough is one and only treatment that's ever worked. shouldn't everyone know about this, right? Has your doctor ever told you about the plant extract called neoflavonoid B? It can free you from diabetes because it stops runaway blood sugar, right? And did you know your nagging arthritis could be caused by a strange parasite that activates your arthritis hormone? Nobody's talking about these discoveries, right? And now over here, it leads to this free book, right, that Dr. Pescatore is offering. He's giving away the details on all of these natural cures, including CL4, right, inside of this newly published book called The 303 Natural Healing Miracles Big Pharma Doesn't Want You to Have, right? And part of that inside is that that master plan on how you can beat cancer with CL4. Now at this point, right? So they use this hook, this idea for people that are, God forbid, struggling with cancer or know somebody that is battling cancer. They presented a very compelling argument for a substance that you really can't learn anything about if you Google it. Very compelling, very interesting. And then took that and said, well, why haven't you heard about this? Because Big Pharma is against you. The Mainstream Medical Association is against you. This one doctor is not against you. He's been battling Big Pharma, right, all this time. And he's taken not only this CL4, this cancer cure, but other natural cures, in fact, 303 of them, and put it into a free book that he wants to give you for free, right? And so that's where we are right now. And then he goes on to, right, so I'm gonna show you how you can claim your free copy in just a moment, so that you can tell us exactly where to send it. You don't even have to pay for shipping. But first, I want you to see more of what's in this incredible book. So now what they're going to do is now they're shifting from focusing on a specific CL4 or something else, and now they're going to build the value around this book. Right now they're expanding it. Now they're going to build the value around what's in the book. And so this copy over here all begins with, this is about what you can learn about Alzheimer's. And now they're credentializing this Alzheimer cure, if you will, or miracle that you'll find in the book, right? And it goes on to do this a number of times with a number of different ailments. So Alzheimer's, here is diabetes, and let me see here, arthritis, right? And so they go through, they expand on those three biggies. So we had cure. We had cancer, then it went into Alzheimer's, then it went into diabetes, then it went into arthritis over here, right? And it's all in this book, right? Can you imagine what a difference this one healing secret can make in your life? What a relief it will be for you, blah, blah, blah. All this, this next healing miracles for you if you're struggling with nagging arthritis pain, right? And so sore knees, right? And so they're basically expanding on what it is that you can expect to get, how you can benefit from this book. And I'll include a link to this promotion so that you can read this, right? But take a look at some of the incredible secrets, all bullets with specific pages. And I love doing this. It takes a little bit extra time, but I do this like in our promotion for the Big Idea book. And so you could see this, all this, right? And then more testimonials. Now, these are testimonials, case studies, if you will, about the book, not CL4, but about the book and about how Dr. Fred has changed lives. Just ask the 53,154 people who've come to rely on Dr. Fred how well these natural secrets work, right? And so some of these healing miracles are so simple, you know, more about what's in the book, right? And if you read these bullets, it's just, they're extremely sexy, right? I love, right? Sometimes they're, you know, more often they're referred to as bullets, but I love the old school Mel Martin fascinations, right? Like some of these things are fascinating, just really, truly fascinating. Like the blood pressure fix that's so easy, you can do it in your sleep, right? What the heck can you do in your sleep? And so I dig it, right? How to flu-proof your immune system in just 3 days with the method that offers as much protection or more as a flu shot with a lot less risk. Like, it's fascinating, truly, truly fascinating. Now, over here, I want you to see one more important pivot So right over here, now it's going to go into the offer. So at this point, you're like, this is great, right? This whole thing is free, all of these benefits, all of these exciting cures and miracles, blah, blah, blah. And so over here we see you can't buy the book anywhere. To get one of the last remaining free copies into your hands as soon as possible, all you have to do is give Dr. Pescator's Logical Health Alternatives newsletter a try today and see for yourself what his natural approach to healing can do for you. When you subscribe today, I'll immediately rush you your free copy of 303. And then over here, and every month you'll get a brand new issue of the Logical Health Alternatives newsletter, blah, 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 blah. So the point that I want to make right now is that this entire promotion, right? This is a premium driven promotion, meaning this is really marketing and selling the prospect on the premium, the free bonus that they get when they take a subscription. So this is a very common way that continuity is marketed and sold on the front end, specifically continuity that is newsletter driven or issue driven, where you don't necessarily know what the next issue is going to be about, or 2 issues from now what that's going to be about, or even if you run a membership site and you don't know what it is that you're going to be publishing next month or the month after, and people aren't getting archived content, let's say, this is the most powerful way to do it because it gives you something tangible to market and sell. So this is all about, right? If we look at this, this is all about the book, right? We're promoting the book. And what they did here was they pulled out a topic, one kind of really super compelling topic or nugget, or gem from the book, and they made that the idea. That's the cancer cure, the CL4, right? And then after they created the excitement and buy-in about the CL4, then they introduced you to the other secrets that you can get in the book. And then in that one little area, right, they introduced the main offer, which is, right, that you get the book free when you take a subscription to the newsletter, that you can't buy it anywhere else, that in order to get the book free, you have to take a subscription to the newsletter. And then what you'll see, right, you go down, over here, there's your money back guarantee, so your risk reversal. There is more testimonials about now the doctor's, the newsletter, since that's what this is all about, right? Every one of these readers have experienced a transformation in their life and their health thanks to the simple, effective secrets that are revealed in the free book, the free thing. Click the button below to get started and claim your free copy now. And then, right, but I haven't even told you about your second free gift. Then they introduce, right, this is what's called a false close, where a false close in copy is when you would think they're ready to go for the sale, and they say, but wait, there's more, right? That's a false close. And so this is, click the button below, boom, but I haven't even told you, there's something else. And then they introduce this second free bonus over here, the deadliest chemical you eat every day. And so all of this copy over here is now to credentialize and create value and excitement around this second free gift, right? So RSVP right now, and you'll also receive a free copy of this second gift. And then if we scroll down, this is all kind of closing copy. Over here, you can only claim your free copies right here, right now, so don't wait. There are a limited number of copies, so they're getting into urgency, some scarcity, right? There simply aren't enough to go around. The inventory can drop so quickly. I reserved a copy in your name. If we run out, blah, 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 this is all there, right? Here's what you get. You're going to get this. You're going to get this second thing. I'll even pay for shipping. Click the button below. And so here is the link. And so very interesting, right, for the order form. Very interesting for you to see this. Another example. Now, the beautiful thing is that, right? The beautiful thing is that they have 303 of these miracle, healing miracles, as they call them, in this book. Well, they could look for another 2 or 3 that are super compelling, that are super sexy, that they can do in-depth research on, and they could have another 2 or 3 promotions also for this book. And really all they would do is they would, right, if you really think about it, over here, right, this is really where everything before this they would make about that second compelling cure from the book, right? Or if they wanted to create a third campaign, they'd make it about the third compelling healing secret in the book. But the rest of this, they could leave the same. The rest of this, they could leave the same because this is all about the book, right? And so they could literally just change kind of the first, call it, let's say 35 to 40% of this, just this right here, until they introduce the book, until they introduce like what else aren't they sharing with you, right over here, right? And then everything else after this, they could leave the same. And they could have another. So this is a way that you can continue to take the same product and you could have a different marketing idea. You could have a different intro to this sales letter that feels completely different, feels completely new, that attracts a different audience, but leads to the same offer. And so very, very cool, very, very simple. And another example for you of a premium driven lead. Now I want to show you one other thing on the order form. So if we click this, we're going to go to the order form and you can see here today, this is the order form. If we scroll down, you can see the whole thing over here, but here is what I want you to see. I want you to see this right here. So you've got, some of the copy at the top that reiterates what it is that you're getting plus the free gift. And then it gives you these two options over here, right? That you can take a 1 year, 12 issues for $74. If you're a senior, they're going to give you a 50% discount. So you can get 1 year for $37, right? So that you can take, if you're under the age of 60, you can take 1 year for $74. Notice that they never mentioned the price on the prior page. Right? They never mention the price on the prior page. This allows them, if they want, to do multiple price testing. Now, they could have done price testing if they mentioned the price on the sales page, but they can do price testing on here much, much easier without touching that sales page. That's one thing. But the thing that I want you to notice is this, and it's this bonus area. And so they're giving you a limited time on this page. So there's a countdown for this particular bonus. Special offer expires in 13 minutes, right? And so if you click the button below in the next 15 minutes, you can get all the information and cures that we have to offer, plus exclusive benefits and savings for free for life. This is an unprecedented invitation to become a lifetime member, $795 value. And right now it's only $99. So in essence, right, you could either get what was promised for $74 or for just $99, a little bit more at a value of $795, you can get all of this. So you can get extra bonus reports, you can get a collection, you can get this, right? You're really talking about, 74, you're really talking about $25, right? $25 more, and you could now, this is 1 year at $74. This is a lifetime subscription plus all of these bonuses. You don't pay again, right? It's normally $795, $99, and that's it, right? And so I like this. I like this additional offer. I think that there's a couple things. I think that if I was doing this, and I can't speak to why they have this right here, if that's a big part of their demographic, or I'm not really sure what that is, but I would make this a 2-year offer. Right? So I would have a 2-year offer over here. A 2-year offer might be, something like $139, something like that, or $119, something like that. Because, right? So it makes this so much more sexy, right? If you've ever read the book by Dan Ariely, Predictably Irrational, I think it's Predictably Irrational. It talks about how you can have a decoy, like a decoy. This would be the decoy price that really why would somebody pay $139 or $129 or $119 for a 2-year subscription when for $99 they can get a lifetime subscription and get all of these bonuses, right? So it just makes this seem so much more of a no-brainer. But the thing that I want you to see here is, and we talk often about using bump offers on order forms to increase average order value. This is a great way to do a different type of bump offer. This is still a bump offer, right? But this is a different type of bump offer. And mark my words, just by having this right here, they increase their average order value. There's without question, right? My friends at Banyan Hill, Aaron DeHoog and his team, they have a similar type of structure, and I believe they nearly doubled their average order value from adding in like a much bigger option. And so just really interesting. This is something that I want to do some more testing on for some of our own offers. But special bonus, right, that is timed. And so hopefully they do this with integrity and this disappears at the end of this. But I really like this a lot. So extra incentive, right? Because you're getting people to come to this page. They're saying yes, they're interested, they're coming to this page, and then they're being incentivized to take an even bigger package with a lot more value, but very little additional money.
What a freaking amazing breakdown, right? I mean, there's so much to unpack in that little training from Todd, and that's just a snippet of what Todd does every single week for our coaching clients. He does every single week for our top 1 members, and so on and so forth. And it's the ability to be able to look at a campaign, to know exactly why something is working as well as it is, and simultaneously know why something may not be working as well as it is, and be able to make those changes, but also to be able to draw from a vast library of different elements that work for campaigns across many different industries and many different niches. And it's just mind-blowing to see it in action, which is why I wanted to share it with you today. As I can see from comments, people are blown away with the level of breakdown that Todd can do. And yeah, there's a couple of things I want to draw your attention to that Todd mentioned, just to kind of remind you and to reiterate how powerful they can be. The first one is the use of visual phrasing in your copy, in your messaging, because so many of us are very visual, and we make decisions be visual, and we see things very visually, and we can use visual phrasing in a big way. And as an example that I always like to share, and it's I can't remember it for the exact promotion it was for, but the promotion, the person was obviously very fond of baseball, and they were very sporty themselves. So all their phrasing was based around knocking it out of the park, hitting that home run, and so on and so forth. But when you use visual copy like that, you can actually get someone to start painting pictures in their mind. And when you can get them to start painting pictures in their mind, they can start imagining things that so much more. And if you're presenting a solution and you're painting those visual pictures for them, they can see themselves and visualize themselves getting the solution that you're offering them. And that's a major shift, because so many people, when they see a promotion or they see a sales letter, they see an offer, so many times they've been let down in the past. So they have that mental block where they're like, well, it's just not going to happen for me. And one way we can obviously move them to think that maybe this is different and this is new and this will be some other scenario is with what Todd calls and what we call a unique mechanism. And that's a topic for a whole other training. Maybe we'll do something on the unique mechanism next week if people want to. But we can also use visual phrasing to get them to mentally picture and to visualize themselves actually getting the result that we're promising them, and we know that they can get when they follow through on our various different programs. And the next element was the use of verbs. And like Todd mentioned, like really strong copy is verb driven. That when it smashes, it opens, and different verbs and different phrasings that we can use really allows you to freeze up your ability to write copy the way copy should be written. I mean, the best copy isn't full of hyperbole, isn't full of claims, isn't full of outlandish words that people don't understand. The best copy is simply conversational, and the best copy uses verbs. So look over your copy and look over your promotions and see where you can introduce new verbs, and not the same verbs that everybody else uses, but there's a whole library of different verbs out there. And we actually have a swipe file of A to Z of the best verbs. And I think if you're in our MFA Nation group, watch out for something coming in the next week or so. We might be offering that to our MFA Nation group. So if you're not in the the Todd Brown MFA Nation Facebook group. Make sure you join that, and I'll get a link put in the comments in a second, and we'll get that in there. If anybody's watching and you are in the MFA Nation Facebook group, please post a comment in the comments of this underneath here so people can join as well. The next element that I want to draw your attention that Todd talked about, and that is the idea of believability. And this is something that's rarely talked about. A lot of people kind of gloss over the whole thing of believability, either that they don't understand how you can structure believability into your campaigns, or they think that it's not necessary. And these days, it's more necessary than ever before, because believability is at an all-time low, because digital marketing and outlandish claims are at an all-time high. And one of the best ways that you can introduce believability, like Todd talked about just there, is by simply having a structure to how you make claims. So anytime you make a claim, that you don't just make a claim for a claim's sake, because anybody can make claims, is how can we back up our claims? And how we back up our claims is with proof. So if you make a claim, make sure you back it up with proof. And then to go even further is, after we introduce proof to our claims, then we'll introduce a benefit to that claim that we just made. So say, for example, in your marketing, if you can help someone achieve, whatever it is that you can help them achieve, whether it's, you can help them end their back pain forever, or you can help them scale their Facebook ads to $1 million a month, or whatever it is you can do. When you make a claim on that, just make sure that you have proof to back up the biggest claim that you're going to make. And then what's the benefit of the claim that you're going to make? So anytime you do that, you follow what Todd calls the claim, proof, benefit framework. You introduce humongous believability into your marketing. And when you introduce believability into your marketing, it lowers that sales threshold. It lowers that, is this just another promotion type threshold? Because you're not just saying a claim. Anybody can say a claim, like I mentioned, but no, when you back it up with proof and you attach a benefit to that as well, you are off to the races. The next thing I want to talk about is, and again, I was taking notes for this because there's a lot to share in this, and if you do have any questions, you can stick them into the comment section there as well. But the next thing I want to talk about is, and this is again something that's rarely really talked about, but it's so powerful, and actually, in actual fact, when you have your campaign structured in the E5 method structure, like we help with our coaching clients, this actually becomes it becomes a non-runner, because you're doing things the right way. And what I want to talk about is what Todd mentioned about the Google slap trigger. So in the promotion, the lion's share of the lead and the first part of the sales message was all about the CL4, and it was like, well, this CL4 can help you cure cancer and so on and so forth. And CL4 isn't something that you can just go and Google, right? So what the Google slap trigger talks about is that a lot of people let themselves down in their marketing because they start focusing the lion's share of their marketing message around a commodity, around something that can just be go and Googled. And the best analogy is an example that Todd gives, and he gives it a lot of times because it really just paints the perfect picture, is that, say you're marketing a health supplement, and it's a magnesium-driven supplement. So the lion's share of what's in the supplement is magnesium-driven, and obviously magnesium is so good for lots of different things, whether it's muscle aches, whether it's helping you relax and sleep, and so on and so forth. But regardless of that, imagine that you're marketing a magnesium supplement, and you go out there and you're putting together your marketing promotion, and you start introducing the fact that magnesium is really, really powerful, right? What someone can do if they see your promotion and they maybe decided, yeah, I'm sold on magnesium, fantastic. Hold on, I'll just go Google it, go get magnesium from someone else. Essentially what you've just done is that you spent all this time marketing, and if you're running ads, you spent all this money in advertising, and you're promoting your competitors, because they can just go to Google, and if your competitors are better at AdWords, or if your competitors are better at SEO, they're going to get all the benefit because you've done all the hard work and talking about magnesium versus actually talking about your unique mechanism, what's truly unique about your product and service, and what's truly unique about how you deliver the solution that your prospects want. And maybe we'll talk about the unique mechanism in a little bit more detail next week because it's so powerful. But it's something that we go in deep with our E5 coaching clients, and I'll be talking about that in a little bit of a second as well. But it's so powerful, and something that you want to keep in the back of your mind is to always try and avoid the Google slap trigger, because if someone can just go out there and Google what you're talking about, chances are they're going to do it. I mean, chances are when someone starts to have that aha moment, they're like, yeah, this actually makes sense. I'll just go Google to verify. And if they go do that, and they can go off on tangents, they can go off and buy somewhere else, they can go off on a rabbit hole, they can get sucked into something else, they go into someone else's funnel, someone else's promotion, and you've done all this hard work for nothing. The next one is blind bullets, or what Todd called the fascinations or fascinators, and I love this as well. And I actually have my own personal story to share from that. Just have to give a shout out to a couple more people. We have Dave Rodero, Big Dave from I forgot where you're from. You're from Bristol. Well, you're not from Bristol, but you live in Bristol. You're very welcome. The next thing I want to mention is blind bullets, and I have my own personal story from this. So before, when I used to obviously write my own copy for my own programs and my own books before I joined up with Todd, and one of my promotions was for one of my own books, and I wrote blind bullets like crazy. The lion's share of the copy for the book was all bullets. It was very bullet heavy, and the first bullet, the amount of emails I got from people that said, I would have bought your book just to find out what you said in the first bullet. And they were completely blind, completely fascinating, as Todd mentioned. And in that blind bullet I mentioned was that the lesson I learned after being thrown in jail in Brazil and locked up and beaten by some of the most corrupt policemen in Brazil. And like that blind bullet, that was the first bullet in the promo, the amount of people that were messaging me saying, well, what the hell happened to him in jail in Brazil? What did he learn? And Jesus, the book is free, so I better get it. And I just want to find out just for that small element. And we can do that. We can inject so much curiosity and so much excitement into our copy that people would, make irrational decisions based on something so small as a bullet. And some people may buy for one bullet, they may buy for another bullet, and we can actually what Todd calls, we can actually introduce new ideas, we can introduce new hooks into our bullets in a way that will just get people salivating like crazy to buy our product, to buy our service, and so on and so forth. And the final one is the decoy offer. So the decoy offer it's something that not a lot of people use. People in the financial space use it really, really well. They use it with their newsletter subscriptions. And a way I've seen it used before that you could possibly use for yourself is if you are selling both digital products and physical products. So say if you're selling a book or a course, whatever the case is, and you have both a physical and a digital version. A way I used to do it myself was I'd have the digital copy for, say, $9.95, the physical copy for, say, $14.95, and the digital and physical copy for $14.95. So then in that respect, someone is like, well, I'd be brain dead silly not to take the physical and the digital for the $14.95. When the reality is it didn't cost me any extra money to deliver the digital version. So it was just like, it's a no-brainer decision for our prospects, but it makes it so easy for them to say yes, and it doesn't add any extra overhead or any costs to us. So it's a really easy way of adding some extra conversions. And the way that was in the training with Todd, it's the way he outlined how he would do it versus a 1 year versus a 2 year subscription, and then with the annual limited time bonus, take action within the 15 minutes underneath. That's something that we do want to test out more ourselves and roll out more ourselves, but it's a beautiful way to increase, not only increase your sales conversions, but if you're running a subscription business, or if you're running a business where, hopefully you're running it in a way that you're tracking your AOV and everything else. But say, for example, you're running a subscription business and you know that the lifetime value of one of your subscribers, whether they're on a monthly program, a weekly program, an annual program, is X. You could run your decoy offer for X plus a certain amount, and you've just increased your lifetime value, because you know if on average someone stays for 3 months and they're worth, on say, average 97, and then your decoy offer is 127, you've added an extra $30 to lifetime value, and they're getting an insane deal because it's a lifetime deal, and you know that it's going to work well for you, because not only are you increasing the actual your AOV and your lifetime value, you're also adding more value to them, which will make them shout like crazy and shout to the rooftops in the best way possible for you as well. So there are a couple of things that I want you to draw attention to from Todd's training. I hope you got a lot of value from this. I'm just going to have a quick look over the actual questions to see if there's any questions in there before we move on. We have one, so I'll add this to the broadcast, easier to see. What if they Google it and find it? How do you get them to buy from us? So how you get them to buy from you is actually not talking about the commodity type, the commodity element to your program. So say for example, if you're an expert at Facebook ads, you don't talk about the fact that Facebook ads. You talk about your unique method for running Facebook ads. So then, yes, they can go and Google Facebook ads, but they can't go out and get your unique method for running Facebook ads profitably. And then it becomes when they start to get excited about your unique mechanism, your unique method for getting the results, they start to buy into your unique method. And then they can't get your unique method anywhere else because it is your unique method. And doing the actual work to develop and find out what your unique mechanism is and how you do it, because most products and services actually do have a unique mechanism. They may not understand how to actually dig it out and find it, which is what we cover with our coaching clients. And Todd dives deep into this, and it's actually, once you figure out what that unique mechanism is, you're no longer susceptible to the Google slap trigger. I hope that clarified that for you, Jeff. Dave is offended. We don't mind if you're offended, Dave. That's all right. If the price you charge is more than the LTV, then it's worth it. Really helpful. Yeah. Good stuff, Jeff. We have Tamara. Thanks for this. Got to run. Very, very welcome, Tamara. Hope you got value. And speaking of value, if you got value from this, and you would absolutely love to get someone like Todd, not just dissecting someone else's campaign, but actually working with you, dissecting your own campaigns and helping you building out a campaign that acquires front-end sales and front-end buyers and front-end profits every single day like clockwork, you can actually get Todd's help by going to learnfromtodd.com, and you'll be able to book a call with one of our E5 strategists, and they will walk you through where you are now in your business and paint a picture and actually to help you develop what you need to do to achieve what it is you want to achieve in your business. The strategy session is absolutely free. It's full of value. And if it is a fit, we can walk you through how you can actually get Todd's help over 8 weeks in our E5 Acquisition Accelerator, where you'll work closely with Todd and he'll help you develop and build out the right campaign for your business, the right campaign for your offer, an E5 campaign that's all geared around a couple of key elements, which is one, primarily delivering value to your prospects through EBM content and education-based marketing, but then positioning your business, your offer, your product, your service as the unique and only solution that your prospects can get as it relates to how you uniquely get them that solution that they actually are looking for. And we do that by way of the 5 elements that we build out with every marketing campaign, and our E5 strategists will walk you through what these 5 elements are. Maybe look at where you're missing them in your own campaigns. Maybe pinpoint what you're doing well, because hopefully there's stuff that you're doing and really well. We can hone in on that stuff and help you do it even better. And then we will walk you through the elements that you need to really scale your business and scale your offers to get them where you want to get them to. And if that's something you're interested in, you can find out more about working with Todd and find out more about booking your E5 strategy session by going to www.learnfromtodd. So I want to just quickly wrap up this live stream. I hope you got a lot from it. We went a little bit longer than normal, but it was jam-packed. It was Todd breaking down campaigns, the good, the bad, and actually some improvements that you can make. And just as a quick recap, some of the things to bear in mind with your own campaigns is things like visual phrasing, the use of verbs, and the fact that good copy is verb driven. Introducing believability into your campaigns with Todd's claim proof benefit model. The Google slap trigger, and be wary that you're not talking about commodity too much in your marketing. You actually start focusing on what's unique about the process that you use and what's uniquely different about how you get the result versus everybody else. And then the use of bullets and the decoy offer as well. So the Facebook group, if anybody is in the group that's watching now, could you post a link into the Facebook group? Otherwise, I'll come back afterwards and I'll get the link. I'll actually try and get it now while I'm live, if you don't mind bearing with me. Okay, we got it. There we go. Okay, so I just posted in the comments. There we go. So it's facebook.com/groups/MFA Nation. So you should be able to click the link in the comments. Otherwise, you can just copy and paste it into your browser. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks very much for joining us. We're on at 2 p.m. Eastern every single Thursday. We've got lots of good stuff coming to you next week. Maybe I was going to do something else, but if people are interested in it, I can actually talk more about the unique mechanism and maybe get Todd to peel behind the curtain and share what's so powerful about it and how it is and how you can actually start developing your own unique mechanism, or actually start not so much developing it, but figuring out what is truly your unique mechanism, what is truly unique about how you're delivering the results to your prospects, how you're delivering the results to your clients and customers in a way that is truly unique and in a way that you can actually use and let it become the pivotal point of your marketing, because that pivotal point cannot be copied because it's unique to you. If that's so, and if building all this out is something that you're interested in, by all means head on over to learnfromtodd.com, book your strategy session with one of our E5 strategists, and if you're lucky enough, you might get to work with Todd and have him build out your own campaign over the next 8 weeks. So thanks so much for joining us. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, leave them in the comments there. Otherwise, make sure you hit like and make sure you hit subscribe if there's somewhere that you can get notifications for our next live stream next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Otherwise, my name is John Mullery. You're very, very welcome for today's training. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you very, very, very soon.
Yes, we teach marketing, but what we really do is change lives. That's the business we're really in. We just happen to do it through marketing education. Like, people ask me all the time, they say, well, why don't you just go out and sell some widget, man? And look, I can. There's no doubt. But what excites me more is to know that I get the good fortune. I'm blessed to just be able to give to other people what it is that I've learned and watch their lives change. Right? We communicate with real people every day, with real dreams, real families, real fears, real needs. Or when somebody posts a picture online of something that they just bought their spouse, a MacBook Pro, or even cars, or we see somebody that is moving into a new home, or maybe their first home that they've never owned before. And I just know, man, that we're changing lives. There's just something, man, about seeing other people soar that juices me up.